an RPG where you're building the adventure as you go, I guess is kind of the best way I can put it. And then it also has like a management aspect that ties into the roguelike element. You also kind of have to decide when to run away and reset the world. If you retreat from the camp, I think you get to keep everything that you've earned. If you die, you lose like most of your stuff, and if you run when not in the camp, if it lets you do that, I think you take less of a penalty, but you still take a penalty. So a lot of it's also about kind of judging how likely you are to survive the next loop through. Oh, something happened. What happened? Incursion radiates with powerful energy that devours space and time itself. It is time to face the destiny of this world. What? Lich's palace. It was here that the sorcerer Omicron conducted his futile experiments in an attempt to stop the heat death of the universe. Every palace increases Lich's HP and damage by 5%. Oh no! I'm going to die. I'm in danger. I assure you I am not ready to face my destiny. Okay, I have the option to run away. I think I'm going to take that, because I am quite sure I don't have the necessary HP to fight whatever this is. You know what? Let's do it. What could go wrong? I actually did surprisingly well, all things considered. Haven't I? You really don't think so? What are you talking about? I'm standing right in front of you. I consumed all of your reality. Its every element now rests in a separate pocket dimension. Spaces, living beings, information, even memories. They shall remain there until entropy does its work, turning everything into a uniform static mass. Along with you, of course. You're insane! So what do we have here? I see, you found a way to interact with other pieces of your reality, organizing, combining, and merging them. But how? I don't see any exceptional talents or knowledge in you. You hardly even understand what's happening, right? I'll tell you what's happening. A pile of bones is butchering my world and thinks that it can get away with it. You're already doomed and you know it. Perhaps you're just the first in a series of systematic errors. A problem I must learn to solve. Let's not waste any time, then. I don't think you're capable of feeling regret, but I'm about to change that. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We're gonna go through kind of card by card, and we're going to talk about them, and what I kind of think their relevance and everything might be. Archangel of Teeths. Teeths. This is a really strong card in formats like Commander, as it disincentivizes people from attacking you. And there's a whole kind of subgenre of decks that are sort of based around that, especially in white-black Orzhov. And this definitely falls into that category. The fact that it's triple white does make it a little bit harder to play in dual color decks, but for the most part, Commander decks will probably be able to solve that issue pretty easily. Final Showdown. This card I definitely expect to see play in Commander. Up until now, Rout has been one of the only really viable instant speed board wipes. And the fact that this can be used at instant speed and potentially destroy indestructible creatures by making them lose their abilities, whereas Rout can only prevent things from regenerating, I think is going to be extremely relevant. I'm already looking at putting this as tech in a couple of my Commander decks. It is a little bit on the expensive side as far as board wipes go, but the fact that you can leave one creature, potentially like your Commander, still alive, while pretty effectively wiping the rest of the board is really notable. Geralf the Fleshright. Do not mispronounce that card. Again, if you're doing some kind of like storm shenanigans where you're playing lots and lots of spells in a single turn, This gets really broken really quickly as you generate an army of increasingly large zombies that are also rogues, so they also count as outlaws and can trigger outlaw effects, which is pretty relevant set internally, at least. Yeah, it's a very powerful card for 3 mana. I think we'll see this see play, probably in Constructed. We might even see, like, a commander deck based off of it at some point. I feel like usually you'll want another color to support you, like red, or black. 3 steps ahead, it feels like it's an expensive counterspell or an expensive loot spell, but the copying effect is pretty interesting and relevant as well, and a clone for 3 colorless and a blue is definitely worthwhile. And I think if you look at it as a counterspell that can also do other additional stuff on top of that, this is a pretty decent card.
It scales with the game, so it almost seems better than Archmage's Charm.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about running this in a format like Commander, where there's probably some really broken stuff for you to copy, and where you're likely to have a lot of excess mana available. I feel like this is pretty strong tech to be able to run. Issa the Hellraiser, ward of both 2 colorless and pay 2 life, which is pretty strong ward effect. I feel like we could definitely see this being paired with Stitcher. Just an army of zombies that get stronger and have menace is pretty legit. However, it is limited in the fact that it can trigger only once each turn, which doesn't let you abuse it quite the way that you can Stitcher. Nonetheless, given its casting cost and all the effects on it, this is a pretty solid card. And I think you'll definitely see it run in decks that have some kind of skeleton or zombie tech. Or skeleton or zombie tribal effects, I should say. Train Heist. Pretty strong finisher. A little awkward that you would have the treasure token thing on what's otherwise a finisher. But, I mean, it could give you the opportunity to play, well, it doesn't give you another main phase. I guess it could allow you to play, to like stack some more combat tricks or something, or just give you some value if the game doesn't end after you use this finisher. So if it's like, say, a multiplayer game like Commander, and you finish off one opponent, but you still have another opponent or 2 left, and you want some additional value out of the card, scenarios like that would be useful. In general, for 4 mana, getting an additional combat phase is definitely not bad, especially if you can combine that with a combat trick. Hell to Pay. Honestly, I see this mostly as being a treasure token generator, more so than a removal spell. The fact that it probably kills something is more of a bonus. But most of the time you probably want to be using this against a weaker creature and blowing your mana on it to create a bunch of treasure tokens in order to do something like have the win the game if you've got 20 or more artifacts effect. Insatiable Avarice. We've definitely seen cards before that are 2 black, target player draws 2 cards, and loses 2 life. I feel like on its own, that ability is already, you know, a pretty solid play in black, especially because it can also be used as like a finisher. Combined with the +2, this is a tutor. Tutors are always relevant, and when you combine the 2 effects together, it gets you that card same turn. It does it kind of expensively, so unlike something like Demonic Tutor, you're probably not going to be able to play it same turn, unless this is like late game Commander. But if you're looking to have that kind of tutoring tech on a budget for something like a Commander deck, then I can definitely see this seeing play for things like that. Roxanne, Starfall Savant, one of my favorite cards from the set, and something that I built a deck designed a deck I'm very excited to build around. Yeah, I definitely set her up as a commander. I didn't notice that the meteorites come in tapped, which kind of puts a damper on things. but she's still really strong, and finding clever ways to kill people with meteors just seems like a whole lot of fun to me. What? Signs can be placed on the road? I know that. Oh, that makes placing those things so much easier. Oh yes, clearly this is the way to go. Yeah, it really is a bizarre customization menu, especially since this is really only for your, like, online avatar? Or when you want to horny post, I guess? Wow. I don't know what to make of this. At least that's vaguely normal.
It's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though.
You just vacuumed up poop? Oh good, a camera full of bare ass.
Way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Cinematic view. Locate the West African lion habitat. We've got this magnificent space satellite that can really zoom right into the bear's ass.
Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Yes, market and trading are always synonymous with adopting. I would like to put some orphans on the open market, please. I hear they trade quite well. Congratulations. You have become Death, the Destroyer of Worlds. Joke aside, that's how you do it. Those prices are out of control, yeah, you don't say. I won't let him get away with this. Are you ready to see me obliterate this merchant? Yes, go for it. Eviscerate the proletariat. Theodore, I know what you're doing here, and you should be ashamed of yourself, you trash panda. People like you are the reason we have middle fingers. Whoa! What? Madam, what is the meaning of this? My friend here is the new Spiritfarer, but she's not a newbie, and neither am I. That little scam of yours won't work on us. But I can assure you my business practices are quite above board. Be warned, you treacherous striped weasel. I won't tolerate this behavior one more second. No more shenanigans, no more double crosses. Just fair prices. So stop being dishonest at once, and next time I see you, I'll try being nicer, if you start being smarter. Got it? What? Yes, of course. I promise you I'll adjust my prices. I beg you, please don't scold me anymore. I'll even give you a discount. Workers unite. You're done being paid unfair wages. You are done being exploited by the benefits of the upper class. A no to capitalist abuse. Rally to our cause at Bottom Line Corp. Union for Working Denizens. Spirits of the Afterlife are unionizing. Your customer, due to an unforeseen supply shortage at our Bottom Line Corp depot, Raccoon Inc. will no longer be able to apply our special rebate program for recurring customers. Please know that it is with great regret that we inform you of this situation. Rest assured, valued customer, of our continuous efforts to improve it. Raccoon Inc. Trade is our family name. I'm not sure if that's actually available anywhere right now. Well, in terms of, like, legally available places at least. But it is a sad day when piracy is the only option to be able to watch something. Like, there really is something very tragic about the concept that certain media may be completely lost to time if not for piracy. Because, you know, the creators and owners of the property opted to manage it in such a way that they never released, you know, permanent physical copies that were legally available, and never, you know, made it available outside of their streaming platform that they decided to discontinue it on. He chose to fight it. Okay, I have to say that I love that the cat is also meditating and in a little, meditative pose. We're up there for hours. I just had to stretch my legs at some point. The snake had to stretch their legs. The sheep looks incredibly worried. Very concerned sheep. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Matane!